Yeah, yeah.
This is semi-detailed lesson plan in English 3. So I am going to read the content of the sample lesson plan. In the sample lesson plan, these are the objectives. First is recognize words that rhyme in poem heard. Next is recite poem with gestures. Next is the subject matter. Reciting poem with gestures. The reference used is from Building English Skills Book 1, page 14 to 18, PELC 1.1. The materials used are picture of a traffic policeman and the flashcards. The poem used is the traffic policeman. Values, obeying traffic rules. Next is procedure. The first procedure is the preparatory activities. Number 1. Drill. Read the following words that rhyme. Store, door, wide, side, jelly, belly, day, way, say, pay, sweet, tweet. Number 2. Review. What are rhyming words? Number 3. Motivation. Show picture of a busy road with a traffic policeman. What did you see in the picture? What does the picture do in the road? Number 4. Unlocking of difficulties. Develop the meaning of gestures through context clues like the boys take off his hat as a gesture of respect. The next procedure is speaking activity. Use KWL chart, which is the what I know, what I want to know, and what I have learned. And then ask the pupils to give their idea about a traffic policeman and what they want to know about him. Know, what, learn. Text material, page 32.
Letter C in procedure. Reading activity. Number 1. Read the poem orally, The Traffic Policeman. Text material 32. Number 2. Discussion. Question number 1. Why does the writer love to stay at a busy corner? Number 2. Why is the traffic policeman like a clown? Number 3. Why does the writer want to grow up fast? Number 3. Skills development. A. Teacher shows the correct gesture about the poem read. B. Group the pupils into 4. Each group will perform the correct gesture or will recite the poem with correct gesture. Number 4. Generalization. What should be observed when reciting a poem? Letter D. Writing activity. Ask the pupils to copy the words that rhyme in the poem. Evaluation. We have here another poem entitled Birds at Play. Birds at play, 5 little birds perched on a branch. One flew away, the other stayed. One hopped upward, another jumped backward. The blue one titled back. The blackbird fell down, but on the other bench. Assignment. Think of an appropriate gesture for each line below and be ready to show in class. Number 1. Little boy, blue come blow your horn. Number 2. Jack and Jill went up the hill. Number 3. I frightened little mouse under the chair.
Okay, in answering to the following question of the cooperative learning task, the first question is, which one principle of Oliva is reflected in the lesson plan? In the first part of the sample lesson plan, it started with an objective that reflected in Oliva's principle. As all we know, all the lesson plan should be started with an objective. Every lesson plan has its own objective. or intended learning outcomes, it is which the desired learning result to be accomplished in a particular session. In the sample lesson plan, it has two objectives. First is to recognize words that rhyme in the poem heard, and the second objective is to recite the poem with gesture. And in the second part of the lesson plan sample, which is the subject matter, that can be also reflected into Oliva's principle. In the subject matter, we can see and enunciated the reference of the book which we are going to use in the session. In this topic, they use the building skill book 1, and also the materials needed in this session are the pictures of a traffic policeman, flashcard, and poem, a written poem which is entitled The Traffic Policeman. And also can be stated there is the values under the subject matter, which is obeying the traffic rules.
We have here the question number 2. If you were to improve the design, what will you add or subtract or modify? The first one is the objective. In the objective, it is much better if it is added in order to assess the 3 domains of learning. In the sample lesson plan, there are only 2 objectives stated, which are the cognitive and the psychomotor domains. So we have to add for us to assess also the affective domain. We have here a sample suggestion. Appreciate the importance of rhymes. The second is the evaluation. In evaluation, there should have instructions given in order for the students to know and be guided as to what they will be going to do in answering or doing the task. The third one is the materials. Revise the instructional materials using the aid of technology. Instead of using flashcards and pictures, we can somehow use PowerPoint presentation. In the sample lesson plan, the instructional materials uses flashcards and pictures. Since we are now in the 21st century education, we focuses on the aid of technology. We suggest that instead of using flashcards, it should be revised to use PowerPoint presentation or video clip presentation to stimulate the mind of students and at the same time arouse their interest in the content or the subject matter.